welcome back to Being Young and Blessed.
Yes.
Episode 4.
Oh my goodness. Episode
ding,
4.
ding.
This is so exciting.
Yes.
I am so happy to be here.
Oh my gosh. It feels like it's been a while since
Yeah.
we've been in here.
Yeah.
But it just feels good to be back. Like, doesn't it feel
Yes.
like, how does it feel? Like,
I'm feeling like a new woman. I'm feeling like a new woman. For you listeners that are listening, I just finished yet another semester of school. It's been a trying semester, but continuously successful.
yeah.
Like,
You dealt with a lot this whole semester. Oh my gosh.
yeah, but it's been a blessing.
Yeah.
Like it's continues to be successful. Like God continues to just have a strong hold on me.
Yes.
And I'm so appreciative of that. Like extremely. So finishing up the semester, literally when I finished my last final and walked out, I think I texted you and was like, I feel free.
Yes. All this dead weight. Like, you just feel like weight is lifted. So much pressure
Off my shoulders.
And I also just wanted to say how proud I am of you, because not only did you finish, but you like finished strong and on top.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
you invited me to your honors, program, which I think there were only 5 people who were selected. Like, it's a very selective honors.
Yeah.
So, like, I was like, whoa. Like, and it's just crazy because, you share with me, all the things that you, challenges, and you hold it together, and you just came out on top.
Yes.
You came out swinging,
Yes.
the champion.
Yes.
And that's just like such a beautiful thing, it's very motivating,
That's
like,
so cool. Yeah, I'm saying, listen, to God be the glory.
Yes.
That's what I said, a strong hold on me. Like a stronghold. Like
Yes.
when I feel weak and like I'm just trying to sleep the stress off, like he wakes me up, okay, get to it, like get to work, like let's go. Like
Yes.
he gives me that energy and that motivation and everything that I need to just continue to move forward.
That's beautiful. So how do you think your personal relationship with God helped you get through this semester? Because, as early as January, you were dealing with death and a whole bunch of things. You're a mom. You got so much to juggle. It's a lot. To some people, they might give up. But do you think that, because your relationship with God, that played a huge role in you completing the semester? Like, how would you say?
Absolutely. Because there's just no way without God I could have made it all the way through.
You had a strong faith that you had to surrender and release.
You can't, like, going through the grieving process of people that you genuinely care and love for and that were a part of your life. You can't lean on to your own understanding and your own strength. There's just no way.
Yes.
Because you never picture your life without certain people.
Yep.
So when they are gone, you literally have to look onto him and be like, God, I don't see it. I don't know what my life looks like or how I'm supposed to continue.
Yep.
So I need you to do this for me. Like, you have to let your needs be spoken to him. Like, you have to allow his love to come in.
Yes. You have to accept his love. Bring it in. Because if you don't, because his love is over, it's like so powerful. Yeah. And it's like once he pours into you, those feelings release from you. Those feelings of sadness, those feelings of guilt, shame, whatever bad feelings. With his love, it's like you can't explain it. It's something that you have to experience for yourself. You know what I'm saying? And it's a great feeling.
It is. It truly is, because I know people that are carrying around pain and hurt and grief and all trauma, like all these negative things. Yes. And they talk like it, walk like it. Their actions behind it.
They wear it.
Yeah, they wear it.
You just see it all in their face.
And it's like, you Jesus. And that's, you pray for them. Mm-hmm. Honestly, you pray for them the same way that you know God did it for me. Yep. I know that God could do it for you.
Yes.
And wow, I didn't realize how relevant. I know God is intentional, because our topic today is your own personal relationship with God.
Yes.
And how relevant is that right now?
Exactly.
Like, that is so relevant for the time that we're both in right now in our life.
Yeah, and I'm gonna say, because it's been these past couple of months have been very challenging. Just there's so much spiritual warfare out here, so there's so many hidden enemies and, many attacks that are happening right now on a lot of people. Anybody who lives in their authentic self, speaking truth, you know what I'm saying? Because it's so easy to be fake. It's so easy to follow a trend and advertise something that has no meaning. You know what I'm saying? But it's harder to live in your truth. It's harder to speak out against, the wrongdoings of things and the wrong thinkings and the mentality and the mindset of this corrupt world. It's harder to do
people
that.
People want to look at you like you crazy.
Yeah, like you're cuckoo.
Yeah.
Like, and that's what will come up against you, your mindset, because then, you'll feel like, you're not being supported. You'll feel like people don't hear you and people don't this or that. And it's so much that can go on, but I'm just thankful that my relationship with God is so solid, you know what I'm saying, that it keeps me afloat, because if I didn't have this relationship with him, I would have drowned it out. I would have gave up. I would have snapped.
Because you know what it looks. You already know what it looks like for your relationship to not be where it is.
Yep.
We've been there before.
Exactly.
Like, you know what I mean?
Yes. So these little tests that are coming. Well, I won't even say little, because some of these tests are huge. They're big.
Tribulation.
Yes.
Yeah.
And like the more you stay close to him, like the enemy doesn't like that. He wants you to have he don't want you to have a connection with him. So if he has a hold on somebody's spirit or a group of people, they might all come up and team up against you, and I deal with a lot of that. So it's just a lot of mental stress, and it's these past couple of months have been exhausting, like from a spiritual standpoint, and there's things that I can't really explain, or I mean to you, like, when we have our talks, you get me. We just had a talk and it was like so therapeutic for both of us.
Yes.
So, there are a few people who can understand the lingo, but for the most part, a lot of people don't understand what I'm feeling, so it might come off as cuckoo or crazy. Yeah. But again, like, this is why you should have your own personal relationship with God, because there are things that he will reveal to you that he's not going to reveal to other people.
Yeah, and how he speaks to you is not how he's going to speak to me.
Yep, facts.
You know what I mean? He is limitless. Like, he can communicate in many ways.
Yes, and your relationship, like your relationship with him is specific to your journey. So just like you said, of course, he's not going to speak to you the same as me, because we have different journeys.
Yeah, but that connection of what he's done is still the same. Like, we will, even though he communicated with you in a certain way, we'll still have that connection. Yes, we can still relate.
Yes, because like the power of him, and what he's trying to do. He wants harmony and peace in all of our lives. And just because he speaks to us differently, it's still the same plan that he's trying to do for the greater good of everybody. So. That's the beauty in that even though he speaks to us differently, we still can connect and understand each other because of who he is,
Yeah. So we're speaking on a perspective of those that already have a relationship with God. But what would you say is the first step to building a relationship with God for someone who doesn't have one?
Yeah, that's a good question.
Right now. I have my own take on it, but I want to hear yours.
So I think, the first step would be just accepting the fact that you don't have a relationship with him, being honest with yourself and then saying, hey, my life it's not turning out how I want it, and I know it's not because I don't really have a relationship with him. So you have to accept the fact that you don't have a relationship or you don't have a strong relationship with him, because if you're not honest with yourself, then you're going to be pointing the finger everywhere else outside of you.
Yeah.
So I think that it starts with that acceptance that that, you need a relationship with him.
Yes.
Another thing is being aware, because he speaks to us through our intuition. He speaks to us through other people. So you need to start paying more attention to your environment and the people around you, the surroundings, everything, because there are signs of God. You know what I'm saying? He's going to speak out and speak to you. I'll share a little later of how I started my relationship with him because, for a long time, I had this certain view of him, and it was like he was a fictional character or something. Like I really couldn't connect, and then, growing up, it's not like we had a routine where we would go to God every day or anything. So I didn't have a connection with him really.
Right.
And then dealing with a lot of things in childhood and just being depressed for most of my whole childhood, adolescence, and all of that. There was no way that I felt a connection with him, because I was always sad and down. But, for me, I just started paying attention to signs, and listen, because like I said, when you're at your lowest point, when you think that, oh, God's not looking for you because look at how you're living, or what are you thinking, or the things that you do, like you are judging yourself more than God will ever judge you. So that's the thing, is like you should never judge yourself for yourself, because God's going to love you regardless. He just wants you to have a relationship with him. You know what I'm saying? So I think a lot of people also like judge themselves so much to where you miss out on all the signs. So definitely the first thing would be like self-acceptance that you don't have him.
Yeah.
And then another thing is like just pay attention to those signs because he's speaking to you. Matter of fact, you think he's not nowhere near you because the way you're living. No, he's actually more around you and closer to you. He's looking for those people who are thirsty for him.
Yeah.
He's looking for those people who are hungry for his love and who want him and need him and yearn for a better life. Like, he is around you. Just look up, reach out. He will pull. He's right there. So that's the thing. Like, you think, oh, all these high and mighty people or these rich folk or these successful people, that's where God is. No, God's not near that type of stuff.
Yeah.
He's down here with people, real people dealing with real life issues.
Yes.
So that's what y'all need to understand, that he's near you. It's not like he's no far away. You just have to believe it and feel it,
That's so funny that is so funny because I felt like a starting point was desire. And I think that's really what you were getting at, is just acknowledging the fact that you want him. So once you have that desire, because us as humans, and especially as young people, if we desire something, we're gonna go get it.
Yes.
We're going to make sure, what do I got to do? If it's a concert, what do I got to do to get there?
Yep.
How many hours do I got to work? What's whose car are we taking to get there? Like this, that desire. You got to have that desire to be like, yes, God, like I'm not happy with where my life is right now. And I've been trying to do it on my own for so long.
Yes.
And I have to look, you have to look on to him.
Yep. You have to surrender.
Yes.
Like just release
control
over your life.
And then the same thing what you said is paying attention, but I said to seek.
Yes. And that takes it a step further, because like when you're sinking something, that's like you taking action towards.
Yeah.
And that's definitely key.
Yeah.
Because as long as you take action and effort towards him, he's gonna take effort and come towards you.
Yes.
But if you walk away from him, then we have free will, so he's not gonna come running after you. But as long as you turn back to him, he's going to come back to you. That's perfect. I love that. Seek him. Seek him. It's an action.
Yes. It's that action, but behind that desire.
Yes, exactly.
Yes.
Wow.
Yes.
I love it.
So I said desire and seeking, and then I said to get rid of distraction. Because I feel like the devil can use people, places, and things.
Yes.
As a distraction from you wanting to do better for yourself.
Yes.
And it's so, and you know, we have spirit and we have flesh.
Yes.
And our spirit knows what it wants, knows what it needs.
Yes.
Right? Because God created us all.
Yes.
But our flesh, it's us being on this earth. Like, that's just the reality.
Yes.
Like, you know what I mean?
Yes.
So it's a constant battle.
Oh my gosh, you're not lying.
Between the spirit and the flesh.
Yes.
So those distractions of people, places, and things, you have to get rid of those things as soon as you desire and seek into him.
Yeah.
Seek him. You have to get rid of those distractions, because those are going to come harder than ever.
Yes. Oh my gosh.
Once you make the decision to be like, God, I'm ready for this personal relationship between just me and you. Like, you know, you want to have that tunnel vision. So that means you have to get rid of all the things in your peripheral.
Yes.
Like, you know what I mean? To get that tunnel vision, you have to get rid of those distractions. You have to stop talking to those certain people. You have to stop going to those places where you know
you shouldn't be. Yes. I agree. And especially when you're starting out with a personal relationship with him, like you're trying to get better. These distractions, they're only going to detour you away from him.
Exactly.
You know, so if you don't have a lot of strong faith and you don't have a lot of, like, you know, a close relationship, these things, we're not saying stop enjoying life. That's not what we're saying, guys, at all. But you have to know that, you know, there are many things out here that have that desire our flesh and don't desire our spirit.
Yes.
You know, and if you want to build a better and stronger relationship with him, you will have to cut out those distractions.
Yes.
You know, it's so important. It's so true.
Yeah.
You're right.
And even though I'm speaking in the beginning stages of the constant battle between spirit and flesh, that's going to continue forever.
It's a journey. It's a journey,
that's
y'all.
That's going to continue forever.
It's a journey.
So, like, you know, like, if you kind of get a hold of it in the beginning stages of, you know, trying to grow that relationship, when it comes swinging back around in the next season or whatever your life, you know how to handle it better.
Exactly. You're more prepared.
Yeah. And you know how to use certain verbiage that doesn't make anybody else feel bad about themselves.
Yeah, exactly.
Because you start to understand, like, although I know that in my spirit that I can't be around you right now because of what I'm trying to do.
Yes.
I'm praying that you get there.
Yeah. Because
I do love you and I do care about you and we have fun together. Mm-hmm. So, you know, you use certain verbiage and, you know, certain body language or whatever. Mm-hmm. So that, you know, that person can understand and you're not attacked. You don't have them feel attacked.
Yeah, exactly. And, you know, that just comes with, you know, spiritual discernment and spiritual maturity. As you continue through your journey, you'll be able to, you know, navigate that, you know, because, you know, before in the past, I was so like stuck on like, oh my gosh, okay, if they're hurting me or let me just like stay away or they're not no good for me. But I was realizing that I was I was being too judgmental, and sometimes it takes like having that compassion, but also the discernment, you know what I'm saying? Like, okay, I love you, but I love you from a distance.
Yeah.
Like I can't, be with you all the time, or, I can't be in these same settings, know, because as you build a personal relationship with him, he's going to pour things into you. He's going to pour love into you. He's going to pour wisdom into you. He's going to pour guidance into you to where your spirit is going to be fulfilled. So naturally, you're not going to navigate towards things that don't serve a purpose in your life,
Yeah.
And there was a chart I seen at church where it was like your walk with life during, the time that you're here on earth. And the graph was up and down and up and down. So, your journey here, you're going to have the ups. You're going to have downs. You're going to fall back. You're going to slip back into temptation. You're not going to win every battle. You know what I'm saying? But the thing is, there's a difference between going through life's ups and downs with God versus without him.
Woo-hoo.
And it's a big difference.
Woo!
Yeah. Like, it's a huge difference.
Yes.
Because it's like, it's like a spiritual parent that always has your back. He's going to love you through everything. You know what I'm saying? He wants the best for us. So, he just hopes that we do the right thing. And as you become closer to him and you connect stronger, those desires for things that don't serve you, they'll weaken.
Yeah, they'll be washed away.
You won't really need those things.
Yeah.
So I think that's like the beautiful thing is as you grow closer with him, you become more like him in a sense, because you're more lighter, you're happier, you feel free, and especially in this day and age, it can be very depressing, like it can be very disappointing because of what you see in the world and how people are just generally rude.
Yeah. Absolutely.
They're generally just nasty
Unhappy.
people. Unhappy. Yes. Because I remember there was a time like when we were a little younger, like when we were kids, like I swear the world was a little better. Like it seemed like more people, would just speak up and say hi, or they would be more generous with doing things for people.
Yeah.
There was more love back then. But now it seems like the world is sucking the love out of society.
Yeah.
So the reality of life right now is that there's not a lot of people who are praising God, and there are a lot of false people out here, pretending like, you know what I'm saying? And they're leading people away. So it can be discouraging. That's why I say it's so important to have your own personal relationship with him, because you can't compare. When you start comparing your life to other people, that kills your own joy. It creates more self-doubt. You need to really treat your relationship with God like an intimate relationship. Seek him daily. Pray to him daily. Talk to him daily. Share all your flaws. Share your concerns. Share your worries. With him. Create a space inside of you that you can hold him there. It's so important. Trust him in all seasons.
Yes. Oh, I love I love it because I had the word revival.
Oh, that's a great word.
And it's like once you do gain this relationship with God, that road that you said, those ups and downs. There's going to be time that you need to revive the relationship. That's just what it is. You're not going to forget those main principles of what God can do. And you're not going to forget what God has already done. But there are going to be times where you need a revival.
Yes. And especially because, the relationship is not going to be, like, you're not going to have a perfect relationship with God. Not here on this earth. Because we have too much flesh and too many other things that, so it's not going to be perfect. which is why, you know, just having a relationship with him is important, because like you said, then you can get to those moments where you need a refresh, a revival.
Yep.
And he will pour that into you. You just got to stay disciplined. And even if you get off track, there's always a new day. Like as long as you wake up the next day and you're breathing, that is literally a fresh start to get it right and get back with him, you know?
Yeah. Like you said, it's an intimate relationship.
Yes.
You know, if we take the time to sit down with our partners, and when we know things aren't as good as they were, if we take the time to sit down with our friends, and say, like, you know, what our issues are right there and then, and have a chance to rekindle the relationship, you should be able to definitely do that with God.
Absolutely.
Because he's done things that nobody else on this earth can ever do for you.
Yes. Facts.
You know what I mean? So it's like, it is that renewing of a relationship. And even if you're coming into a new season of your life, you know, your needs and your wants change.
Yes.
And how he communicates with you changes also.
Absolutely.
It's just like that, going from like a bachelor's to a master's to a doctorate. Like, you know what I mean?
You evolve.
Yeah, the language changes.
Yes. That's so true.
Yeah.
It's absolutely true.
I love revivals. I love revivals because it seems like even church homes know that they are necessary.
Yes.
Because we all get into a pattern. Of the
we all fall short, and you know, you're going to fall into traps. You know, the enemy has set many traps, and you know, you're not going to always be able to, you know, jump over, or because we're still experiencing things. So you can fall into a trap, but God will help get you out of that trap. So the next time, you know, you'll see it coming. You know, but that's the thing is, you know, we all fall short. So revival is necessary, you know, and as long as you continue to have that desire for him and seek him out, you know, you can make it through anything, anything in life. And back to what you were saying about how, you know, your relationship will evolve with him. Like I have an example of like, so when I first started seeking him out, I love that word. I'm gonna start seeking him, because you know I was in my early 20s, and you know I got into a point where I just had a lot of bad habits and a lot of like bad thinking, you know, that just consumed my life in a way that I didn't like, you know, and so for me, that it was that initial desire, like, whoa, I want something more, you know, but I didn't really put a name on it or anything. I just knew I didn't like my life, you know, and that's how he'll come in, because he'll feel your desire for wanting more. Like he'll feel that. And so he'll start to come in little by little, you know, like I swear, like your relationship, it'll start small. Like small as a mustard, like faith, all you need is a mustard seed, but then it'll grow as big as a mountain, you know, and it's just crazy to like look back on how my relationship first started with him. Is like, he would just put these little hints around, you know, little things, like send me little messages. So one of the things that I would see first was the number 9/11. Every time I would think a certain way, like I would just start seeing 9/11 so much, and that was scaring me. It's like, wait, 9/11 emergency? What is happening here? Why do I keep seeing this? But I never really just, you know, I still didn't pay it no mind in my head. But in the back of my head, I'm like, okay, I keep seeing this number. It must mean something.
That was the battle between your spirit and your flesh.
Ooh, yes. But at the time, I didn't know it. But see, like, that's what I'm saying. You have to start paying attention, because, like, that's how you know it's God, because you'll see something continuously and repeatedly. That means he's trying to get your attention, you know? So that was like the initial way of how I started my relationship with him, is because he'll speak to you. You know how like you meet somebody new, like oh, hi, hello. Mm-hmm. And then the next time you might see him, hi again. And then you might start a little conversation. Then the next time you build on from that.
Right.
That's how he is. Yeah. You know, he was trying to get my attention. Hey, Bakari, what's up?
Yeah, 9/11.
I know you need me. What's going on?
Right.
I think you were calling me. Did you? Okay, you don't want me yet? All right, I'll try again. Like, he's going to keep being there for you until you reach out to him. So, you know, like, that was something that I would see a lot, 9/11. And then, because he knows our ways, he's going to communicate to you how you're able to, like, how you connect, you know, through the things that you like. He'll connect. Yeah. So another way that he started talking to me is, I still watch YouTube a lot, but, you know, back in like 2015, 16, you know, I started to, there were certain videos that would pop up on my, like, news feed that I wasn't even searching for. Yeah. Like, there was this one channel, and it was called Higher Self, and that's like a spirituality channel that focuses on, you know, your connection with God, but also just trying to live at your highest vibration, you know, so you can raise the frequency of the world. And, like, they would have, like, topics all the time that would pop up on my newsfeed, like, do you feel like you're different from everyone, or do you feel like you're, you know, you don't fit in? And so it caught my attention because that's how I felt at the time. Right. You know, so I started playing those videos. Then there was some spirit science videos on YouTube that I started to see too. And it was like, okay, like that's an example of how he'll meet you where you're at. You know what I'm saying? And so as I started to, like, watch these videos, I'm like, okay, all right, I think something's happening here, because it's like, wait, this is how I feel.
It was speaking to your spirit.
Yes. Yeah. Like, and this is what started that revival process for me. You know, I started to seek out him even more. I wanted to know more. I was thirsty for him. And he met me right there. There was another time where I shared this with you, but there was like this big cloud in the sky, and it was literally the shape of an eye. It looked like a huge eye. I'm like, yo, this looks like God is peeking in, looking down directly at me, trying to get my...
I got chills.
I just flipped, like, it was so mind-boggling. Yeah. But in that instance, I knew, okay, whoa, this is him saying something to me. He's like, okay, he needs me for something. It's time to make a change. Yeah. You know, and around that time, I was hanging around people I shouldn't be hanging around. I was doing things I shouldn't be doing. So I knew that he was calling out to me. Yeah. You know?
And it was urgent.
Yes.
It was an urgent call that you needed to answer.
Yes. Urgent. Because, and that's another thing, is he will put it right there in your face. Yeah. For you. Yeah. You know, like, we just have to be open to see that. You know, and understand that that's him, you know. I mean, it might sound crazy to people, you know, oh, that's just, no, it's not. That's him. Yeah. And you can feel it. Yeah. Don't ever let nobody tell you what you feel. Don't ever try to let nobody play you or make you out to be cuckoo or crazy, because God will give you that feeling, and he'll give you that confirmation, you know, that that's him. Yeah. You know, so, like, it's just crazy because, I mean, now my relationship with him is a little different. It's, you know, more... I don't know. I mean, I still see signs and things, like, especially when, you know, I'm having a bad day or something, I might see the number 444 that lets me know, okay, I'm protected. He's got my back, you know? Yep. But it definitely has evolved, you know, my personal relationship, you know, where it's more of an internal thing now, where he doesn't need to show me all these things outside of myself. Yeah. Because, you know, now I understand how he works. You know, so for me, it's a lot more internal things, but it's still beautiful. Yeah. You know, and I just want people to know that it doesn't have, like, your relationship doesn't have to look a certain way, or you don't have to be a certain way. You know, like, because as you connect and build with him, like I said, he pours that wisdom into you. He's pouring that love into you. So you're automatically going to change. Your heart's going to transform. Your mind's going to transform. It's going to renew on its own as you continue to build. And that's how you're going to know it's God, because there are going to be things that are going to happen that you just cannot explain.
Yes.
You know, like I used to be a person that literally holds grudges, y'all. Like I had terrible anger issues. Like if you did me wrong, I might tell you about it, but I want to get you back. I want revenge. I want to hurt you how you hurt me. And then I don't want to talk to you again. I'm going to just cut you off completely. And, you know, like my heart now is like, I'm the whole opposite. I'm so forgiving, you know. And I can still have conversations with people who hurt me. And it's still that, like, there's no hate there. Like, there's no hate in my heart. There's no, like, grudge. Like, and it scares me sometimes because, you know, you be like, oh, no, I want to feel something. I want to be angry or upset. I want to do something. But it's just not there. Like, for example, that time when we were in that car accident, I think we were going to, like, we were in Aziz's car. Remember that drunk man?
That was terrible.
And he popped out and everything. But I was already at a point where in my life where, okay, peace is my priority. So he was acting crazy. Yeah, he was drunk. Belligerent and drunk. He was acting like he was trying to fight y'all and stuff like that. You know, the old me probably would have wanted to try to hurt him. And go off and fight a drunk man who probably don't even know what he's doing.
Yeah, not even in the right mindset. Right.
But me at that time, as y'all see, is I kept everything peaceful. Made sure he was over there.
I think I was a little bit more upset than you.
I just wanted, you know, everything to be copacetic. You know, that's how I knew that this was God working through me, because like, come on now, like that was wild, you know. So
that was traumatic. It was honestly traumatic. Because I feel like it still affects me till this day. Being in cars. And being at red lights or anything, I'm consistently looking in my rear view to see if a car is speeding just to hit me. Like it's very triggering. It's very triggering. And it's funny that you said that with all these, with getting a relationship with God, you get all of these things in return. And a lot of people, I feel like, need to just focus on seeking Him, and you'll get, you know, forgiveness and happiness and love in return. Instead of saying, I'm looking for happiness, love, and forgiveness. You know what I mean? And asking and telling and like trying to basically tell God, like, God, I need this. So
trying to give him a wish list.
Yeah, you know what I mean?
And because then your mind that's what, you're not in it for the right reasons. That's another thing is you have to be intentional. Like I truly needed him. I just needed to be loved, felt love. You know, so he poured that into me. To where now I love myself. Now I can pour into other people. But, you know, like you said, don't be trying to go looking for this and that, and I want this and that. Like you said, just start with seeking him out. And trying to grow to love him. And like you said, everything else will come. It's a process. You're not going to get it all at once.
No. And you can't, you're not, don't. And that's another thing. Like when people pray, praying turns into a wish list for some people.
Christmas wish list.
Like, you know what I mean? It's like, you know, you thank God for waking you up, and then this next thing you know, it's like, God, I need your help. My light bill is past due, and these kids are out of control. Lord, you need to get them, and it just turns into a whole bunch of things of needs and wants. When really, my praying time is continuously worshiping and thanking him. For everything. Glorifying him, praising him for everything that he's done. Because in my heart, I truly know that it's going to come. He continuously shows up. Like that's the reality. He's going to show up for me.
Exactly. And I think also a part of him in that healthy relationship with him is that you have to understand that it's not like you said with the wish list, it's not all on him. It's about co-creating with him.
Meet me where I'm at.
Yes.
Yeah.
And taking action and accountability for your own life too, because yes, he can take care of everything for you.
Yeah.
But if you keep putting yourself back in certain, or if you keep thinking this way, we have free will, so we have to work with him.
Yeah. Yeah.
We can't keep allowing ourselves to fall back into traps. It's okay if you do, but understand that don't keep making it a pattern or a habit. Truly ask him for the wisdom.
Yeah.
Truly ask him for don't ask him for material stuff. Ask him for things that nobody can take from you. Because people can take cars, clothes, stuff that don't mean nothing. Don't go to him asking for stuff that don't mean anything. Ask him to enrich your spiritual life.
Yeah.
And everything else will flow after that.
And God, meet me halfway.
Yes.
I'll meet you. Meet me halfway. I'll meet you halfway.
Put in that effort to meet him.
Yes.
That's all you have to do.
Yes.
And he's right there.
Amen.
There was I wanted to read this quote too. There's a couple quotes of some celebrities that and they're take on their personal relationship with God, and I thought it was cool. I think I have two. One is from Joyce Meyer.
Who's that?
I think she's one of those a well-known pastor or something.
Oh, okay.
But I really liked her quote where she said religion is a very dangerous thing. By that I mean being so caught up in rules and regulations and not focusing on the thing that matters most, a personal relationship with God. I thought that was a very good take on that, because it's true. Don't get caught up in all of these rules, these regulations. Don't get caught up on, I have to do this or I have to do that, or I need to look this way, or I need to act this way, or I need to be successful before I can have God's full love, or I need to have this much money before I can. Don't get caught up in none of that, the formality or anything. You need to focus on just that personal relationship with him. Like a chill, long time best friend, y'all just kicking it. That's the energy you need to have when it comes to him, because if you get caught up in all that other stuff, you're going to lose sight real fast.
Yes.
And you're going to just fall short.
Yeah.
There was something else that pulled up when I just Googled quotes about relationship with God, and this popped up. It said, your relationship with God is the thing that the enemy fears the most. Facts, which is why he be trying to keep us apart from him. Knowing it alone has the power to crush his evil kingdom. To receive God's love, we must let him love us. We must abandon every effort to keep him at a distance, or every effort to control the way he touches and transforms us.
Yep.
I like that too, because, that's why the enemy wants to keep attacking us, because he knows that our relationship with him, with God is the Almighty.
Yes.
He's all powerful. He's the ending. He's the Alpha and the Omega.
Exactly.
The beginning and the end.
Yes.
He knows our future before we even know it.
Yes.
He knows the outcome of everything.
Yes.
He's creation and destruction. He is the stars. He's the galaxy. He's everything. He's everywhere. He's that powerful. And the enemy knows that. But the enemy tries to trick us. Because that's it. Once you got a relationship with God, you are protected from evil. So that's why he doesn't want us to, and then another thing is to receive God's love. We must let him love us. Let him.
Yes.
A lot of us don't want to receive that love. A lot of us don't know how to love ourselves. A lot of us don't love ourselves, so we reject it.
And a lot of people don't feel like they're deserving of God's love.
That over judgmental thing. And then we push people away, that God sends, you ask God for this or that, and God sends you somebody in the form of a person, and we reject it. So we need to learn how to let God love us.
Yes.
You know?
Yes.
And that's how you receive his love, by allowing him to love us.
Yes.
You know, and I love also where it said that, you know, we must abandon every effort to keep him at a distance.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so we need to stop doing things that keep him at a distance.
Yes.
You know, we need to stop trying to control how he wants to transform us. And I know for me personally, that's something that I struggle with, you know, because I be wanting to be in control of everything, or I feel like if something's not right or something's out of place, like what the heck? But it's like, come on now, let me surrender, like let me just allow him to, you know, like, cause you know you get into a mode where, for me, I get into a mode where I'm just like overly protective of myself, because it's like, oh, I don't want to be hurt by people again. I want to protect my peace, but I know that there are people and things that God is doing and working, and it's like, no, just chill out. Stop trying to control everything. Just let it be. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
and
God might be using you for them. You know what I mean? Like, although they're associated with a certain situation that hurts you. Yeah. You know, the work that he's doing in you. He could use you to help them. Yes. To get closer to him. You know what I mean? That's why I said, like, although we go through our transitions and our new seasons of strengthening our relationship with God, it's that discernment to where we have to speak life and love into people regardless. Yes. We have to. We can't speak down on people and be judgmental on people, because God might be using you in the future, now or in the future, for their relationship with him. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah. That's powerful.
Yeah, we have to keep that in mind. Yeah. Because we want to be vessels. Yes. You know what I mean? But a lot comes with that.
Yeah, it does.
He'll have you praying for your enemies, and he'll have you praying for those people that, you know, transgress and did foul things to you. Yeah.
Wow, that's powerful. Yeah, that's definitely an eye opener. And see how complicated, you know, this gets. There's so many levels. Yeah. You know, and that's another thing, is God is so mysterious that you have to trust in him and build that relationship, because he works wonders. Yeah. I mean, and he knows all, so he's going to, and that's another thing is, you know, a lot of the times what God sends to us that he knows we need, it doesn't come the way that we're expecting. Yeah. It doesn't come in the form that we think.
Oh, yeah, nah.
You know? So
you know, so many times people be like, Lord, I don't know what you doing, but I trust you. I trust you, Lord. Like, right. We don't see it. Like, you know what I mean? We don't see it, but it's having that faith and being like, you know what? I know you know me. Yep. I love you and you love me. So I trust you, and I'm leaving it in your hands.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. It's that surrendering.
Yeah, the relationship is not from point A to point Z.
No.
It's not even from point A to B. No. Like, in between A and B, there's all types of other little subletters.
And then you might get from A to B to C to D to F, and then come back to B.
Yeah,
or A. And then go back to E, and then bounce back, and then go all the way down to Z, but then fall all the way back down. Like, it's all over.
But it's worth it.
Yeah, and it's
a piece.
We might think it's chaotic, but there's a method to his madness. Yep. Like, that's the perfect way to put it. There's a method to his madness.
I love it.
And, you know, that's why you have to stay open-minded about how to receive, you know, his messages and everything, because, you know, it's not always going to look like what we want, you know?
Yes. Fix your mind, fix your posture. I speak about posture, I think, almost every episode that we do. Is just the mind and the posture that, you know, we have to continue to have in this world that we're living in, because it is just so easy to just go down the wrong road.
Yeah, and it's glorified to live a certain way.
It is.
You know, and right now, you know, if you're, like I said, if you're speaking truth, if you have that connection with God, it would appear that you're being left by the wayside, but no, you're not.
Nah.
You know, but to the world, at large, oh yeah, they're just, you know, because that's what Satan wants right now. You know, so that's why you need your own personal relationship, because looking at everything else, you know, you would think he's not around, but God is very aware of everything that's going down.
But you said there's a method to his
and a lot of people are going to be shocked, stunned. A lot of people are not going to be happy. A lot of people are going to be losing a lot of things. You know, a lot of people who have this fake faith, or, you know, the world is changing, you know, and that's why you need a personal relationship with him, because if you're not connected, I don't know, you know, like, I just think about these tragedies that are happening everywhere, all these mass killings. You know, if you don't have a connection to God, I don't, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's your protection from from danger.
Yeah.
You know, so it's important to have that, to know that there's a greater source outside yourself.
Yeah.
You know, there is a divine, everything is divinely orchestrated, you know. If there's order to everything.
Yes.
Just look into nature. Just if you don't believe what I'm saying, look into nature. Look how organized nature is. Look how mysterious the stars and space is. That you can't just say, oh, that's at random. No, there's an order to everything.
Yeah.
You know, so you have to know that there is a master creator of this.
And of me and you.
Yes. Exactly.
We're not just simple bodies.
Yeah,
no, we are very intricate.
Yes.
All types of systems and
yes. Like you don't know. When you go to eat, you're just eating, but you can't tell me how your food breaks down, what it breaks down to, the molecules, and how the energy is transformed to keep you running.
Listen.
Like, it's complicated.
Yeah.
How do we know that?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, so that's how it's just almost like common sense to know that there is a God and there's a greater source.
Yeah. And you want to have that relationship.
Yeah. And don't let nobody tell you how to have that relationship with him.
Yeah.
Because there are a lot of people out here who want to be those little religious Karens. Oh, well, I don't think you should do this. Or, you know, if it's coming from a place of love, then be receptive. But there's a lot of naysayers out here who want to knock you off your game.
Absolutely.
And like I said, don't let nobody tell you how to have your relationship with him, because it's personal.
Yeah.
And you need to make it personal.
Yeah.
You know, so that way you can continue to grow in him.
Yeah. And nobody can tell you about it.
Exactly. And you will start to experience supernatural things that happen in your life. You know, that's another way. Like, God was really showing up in my life. That's why I'm saying you have to pay attention to everything, because he will, like, you think, oh, he's not physically there. God will show you a physical side of him. You know what I'm saying? He will show you messages. He will give you what you're looking for. You just need to stay, you know, ready for and open to it.
Yeah.
So, yes.
I really appreciate it.
Any final thoughts, you know, for your personal relationship with God? Like, what's something that you could leave the listeners, like, you know, some advice, you know, for having a personal relationship with him?
I would say, like, my final thoughts is that it's a ever changing thing. You know what I mean? It's not simple, and it's always changing. It's like, you know what I mean? Like, just like I said, there's new seasons, there's new devils, and you know, your needs change and your wants change and your patterns change and your routine changes. You know, all of those things. But I just say just keep God at the focus.
Yeah.
Keep God at the focus, and everything else will just work. It'll work out. It'll honestly work out. And just like you said, it's a personal and intimate relationship. Like, can't nobody tell me about my guy because I know him.
Yes,
like,
exactly.
Like, I know him. And I'm not going to go back and forth about it either.
It's not a debate. It's not up for debate.
It's not. It's just absolutely not.
Yes, exactly. Well, that's beautiful advice. One thing I would say is, with your personal relationship with God, you have to understand what unconditional love is. If you, just research that word. He has unconditional love for us. Mm-hmm. Just remember that. So that'll help keep you motivated to keep wanting to seek him out and build a relationship with him, because just like your spouse or something loves you through it all, God loves you through everything. And he's been there from before you were conceived.
Yeah.
He's been there through all the test of time, so understand that he has unconditional love for you. It don't matter what you have. It don't matter if you have any sicknesses. It don't matter what sins you've done. It don't matter how many times you failed. It don't matter who mistreats you. He loves you through it all. Everything that you do, everything that you think is wrong and bad or whatever, or discourages you, or anything that's upsetting you or sad in your life, he knows, and he loves you through it all. You have to know that his love is deep and it's divine. So just keep seeking him out and just ask.
Have the desire.
Yes, have that desire.
Seek.
Yes, and keep it going. Understand that, you're going to bounce back from everything.
Yes.
Just keep him in your back pocket. Keep him in your heart. Keep him everywhere you go.
Yep.
Okay? That's what I was saying.
I appreciated this topic and conversation so much.
Yes.
And I really hope that our you listeners out there really appreciate it too. This is a topic for today. Yep. But it's going to be relevant throughout the rest.
Throughout the rest.
Throughout the rest of the season.
Yeah, I'm not going to keep. I'm going to always keep sharing that.
Yes.
It's your personal relationship. I'm going to get this in y'all brain.
Yes.
So make sure you guys like this video, comment, subscribe. Please spread the word.
Yes.
Share.
Yes.
Remember, this is Being Young and Blessed, where young people think it's cool to know, love, and rep God.
Amen.
See y'all.
Peace.